welcome Team Jobby.
Okay, so good morning everyone. We are Team Jobby and we're excited to share our progress and plans for the future years with you. And we really thank you to take your time and listen to our funding brief today. So I will start by introducing myself. My name is Marlijn, I'm the CEO of Jobby and I oversee the staff in our projects. Then we have Laura, she's the COO and she's the main communicator with the third parties and also our grant designer. And then we have Vincent, he's our CDO and he oversees our data governance and the data lifecycles. So, before we actually start, I'd like to start with a quick question for you guys. How many students, graduates in 2025 do you think found a job related to their studies this year? Have any idea? Yes? 20%. 20%. Close. I will tell you, 30% of graduates in 2025 were able to find a job related to their studies. Now, if you look further, then we see that this is an entire drop of 11% since 2024, where they had 41% of graduates finding a related job. Then we see the blue line, it has a slight increase from the last 2 years. We see that more people have unrelated jobs from 2024 to 2025. And then if we see the unemployment, it's a steep increase in the red line, if you see here. And so a lot more students are unemployed in 2025 than they were in 2024, all the graduates. See, now that's exactly the problem Jobby wants to solve. Helping college graduates with their job search journey. So, I will start by saying that something of the history and current state. Vincent will talk about the value statement and the financial condition. Laura will talk about the branding and marketing strategies and also our specific services. We will talk about a successful case, a conclusion, and a Q&A session. So if you have any questions during the presentations, please hold them for the Q&A session at the end. So, Jobby was created in a response to a problem we three are soon to face. We're graduating, finding our first job without the skills, guidance, or connections needed to succeed. So, we started by asking a key question. What do students really need to feel prepared for a job market? And we defined 3 key pillars. So let's start. Students need accessible and study-friendly information because there's a lot of information and new faces thrown at them. So it needs to be accessible and navigatable for them. Second, they have to get the opportunity to learn essential skills because even if you have a degree in something doesn't mean your program taught you the skills needed for the job. And finally, an opportunity to connect with professionals. Students don't get too much opportunities to connect and Jobby will help with this as well. So we chose to focus on one industry specific to start out our development. So we're focusing on the finance industry. We will provide industry-specific content and information. This also gives us the opportunity to later scale to other fields. So, now we're in the pre-launch and development stage. We have a clear roadmap and future scaling plan set out. So overall the platform, which will be a website and an app, will provide job market guidance. So we'll provide help in searching a job, but also just guidance overall on how to navigate it. And this will all be given by professionals. And then also opportunity to learn industry-specific skills. So there will be courses or redirection to online courses to learn the skills needed for specific jobs students are interested in. And thirdly, there will be connection events, both online and offline. It will be stated if it's online or offline, so you can join. Overall, the contents will be created by professionals, so they can make their own content. It can be in a video format, so it can be reused, and it won't take up that much of their time. It could also be in webinars, they can host events, also offline, as said before. And they can set a fee. The platform will be subscription-based, so we also have a free and premium course. So the free have access to some general information courses, and then the premium one have more specialized industry-specific contents. So, onto the financial condition.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Vincent, and today I will be explaining about our financial conditions and of our business. So, as a investor, of course, what do you guys get? What benefits you guys? What do you guys gain? Why should you trust our company? Of course, we ourselves, we need to satisfy your needs. If not, why would you invest in us? So, I want to convince you guys that this is worth investing. First of all, before we start with the graphs, I want you guys to imagine if a conservative estimate of revenue for our company is about, from subscriptions, is about 28.8 million per year. So it's from subscriptions is about 28.8 million, and you have additional streams, for example, like fee courses and partnerships for about 2.1 million NTDs. We're talking about NTDs, so it's about an estimate about 3.1 million NTDs. And let's say you guys as investors, you guys invest 10 million NTDs from your maybe from your companies or maybe from your own equity, and you trust us with this 10 million for an exchange for equity for about 20 million. So a rough estimate you guys will gain is about 4 million if with a 20% exchange of equity with a cut budget. Let's say in the first part I explained that we had a revenue for 30.9 million. And let's say for the second year, our operation cost goes down to probably 8 million, or probably from 10 to 8 million, oops, I apologize, to 8 million for the second year. For, let's imagine, so 30.9 million divided by 8 million, it means our dirty revenue for about 22 million. So as for you guys, for investors, you guys get a profit about 5 million NTDs per year. So if you guys spend about 10 million NTDs to invest in our company for only for 2 years, you guys get your money back. A win-win condition, right? So the first graph I want to show you guys is the estimate of operating costs, meaning what we are, what we are planning to use your money in. It's, for the first year, it's about a minimum of 11 million to 16 million. So 11 to 16 for, of course, it's for platform development, for professionals, for content creation, for our platform to expand its revenue. Yeah. And for the second year, we can see that how the operation budget is decreased. It's minimum about 7 to 13. Wow, that's a lot. For me, it is. So as we can see, a cost overview for in the first year is, of course, it's a higher cost because we're just starting. But gradually, if we're seeing the long-term overview, you guys will see that in the second year and the future years, it will go down, it will decrease. And scalable operations without proportional cost increase long-term efficiency built into the model. Next, we have another graph for revenue versus cost. As I explained, our revenue for this is the first year. So our target is about 30 million, let's say 28 to 30 million. And our cost is about 40 million for the first year. This bit of disclaimer, your guys' return will be dependent on how the market condition is and how we're gonna grow our platform, our business. So it's a conservative estimate. So we can see that even if for the first year we have still a lot of, it has a strong profitability. So this is the revenue overview. Subscription model provides recurring revenue. Revenue exceeds operating costs, as I show you in the graph, from an estimate of revenue about 29 million to 40 million. So our company is spending 14 million and getting 29 million. And high margin due to the platform-based model, strong potential for early break-even. Next, we have revenue streams. So our primary revenue is based on how finance students are subscribed in our platform. So it's subscription is what is important. Our revenue is from subscription, and additional streams like courses fees and partnership will be also a total of our revenue. So as you can see, as I mentioned in the first part also, 28.8 for subscriptions, partnership and certification about 1.5 million, and courses fees about 600,000 NTDs. Revenue streams, subscriptions as a primary revenue driver. And the diverse revenue reduces business risk. This is a donut chart I made to see how will we as a company focuses on our market. So this is the market size. For you guys wondering what is a TAM, this is a total addressable market. So people, what our target, how many people are in our vicinity, what we actually want to serve. But here we want to focus on SAM, meaning serviceable available market, meaning what we actually can serve. People will, for example, finance students where we actually can serve, where we can help. And then we have the SOM, serviceable operation market, which people who are having the successful percentage of using our platform. And for our market research, it's large and growing global edtech market. As you can see, initial focus on students seeking job-ready skills, clear expansion potential across industries and regions. And this is my final chart for target audience. As finance students, as the major target, of course, our industries for now is focusing on finance students because we want to focus on one thing first before expanding to the other industries. So 60%. And other students is about 25%, so we still account the other students because we're seeing the future in the long term. And for professionals, for example, for professionals, job seeker, we are estimate about 15%. And this is our target audience, as I mentioned. Primary users are finance students, secondary users are industry and professionals, and clear users need to get a strong platform interaction. Next is our brand positioning by Laura.
Okay, thank you, Vincent. So now we're going to talk about our brand positioning first. So first of all, I believe all of you guys till now have a few questions. First of all, what does Jobby go for? Probably you guys are still not clear. So Jobby is built for someone you probably were, or someone you probably will be. What does that actually means? So Jobby is a beginner-oriented platform. We focus on helping college freshmen graduates to assist them and guide them for finding a job. So why is Jobby different? So before we enter this part, I want to ask you guys some questions. How many of you guys here have a LinkedIn profile? Okay. How many of you guys have, do you still remember the first time you built your LinkedIn profile? What'd you feel? Do you feel like, oh, what's the next step? Should I make a post? Should I start building my resume? I don't even have any job experience. What did I do? And you feel like, oh, this is my friend's LinkedIn profile account. And oh my God, everyone feels so professional. Everyone feels so, they're on their track. I feel like I don't know anything. I feel like I don't to do. This is the problem, and this are personal stories that we want to tackle. So what makes Jobby different? We want to reduce this anxiety when you're finding your job, when you're building your LinkedIn profiles, when you're feeling like you're overwhelmed by, oh, what do I do next? What can I do? And we want to build like a more friendlier platform with a friendly tone, simple language, and guide pathways instead of feeding you with endless anxieties. And how do we reach our users? So, at Jobby, we plan to collaborations, like collab with university and campus, like job centers as our first step into our major target audience, which is students. And start with one industry, which is finance, as we mentioned earlier, and scale later on other industry too. So, what is our product service and what is like the servers are like? So what is Jobby? The Jobby platform. So here a demo platform that everyone can scan. There's our website that we designed that can we use. I'm going to get everyone in 5 seconds. We have a QR code later and everyone can click into it too.
So this is a website for what our image would be for the platform.
So the Jobby platform is basically a digital platform designed as a website or a mobile app. It's very clean and student-friendly interface and designed to avoid information overload. And if you guys didn't scan, here's another QR code that you can scan. And as you can click into it and check the features that you can use. And you guys can check out later too. We do the kind of constraint, we have to move faster. The core functions, what Jobby offers. So there's the 3 main things that Jobby offers here. First is job market guidance. That's what LinkedIn will provide. And second is skill development. We offer courses that's free or subscription courses that people can learn from. And third is professional connections. So at Jobby, we will assist you to make connections with others and even professionals. So define features. Why one platform is better than many? So here's another QR code you guys scan. So we focus on a track called Learn, Practice, and Connect. We focus on the learning process, and as you can see here, slow courses. Learn the skills employers are looking for. So I believe a lot of people have this kind of feeling that what you learn at school doesn't really apply to what you use in your job industry, and this is what we want to tackle. We want to provide courses that have been taught by industry professionals to help you know that what kind of essential skills is what you actually need during jobs. So we invite professionals as educators too. And our pricing business model, which Vincent has talked about earlier, so we have free access available. And we also have a premium plan that's going to cost around 200 to 500 NTD per month. And if you guys have clicked into the website, you can see that some of the courses are free, and some of the courses are required for like a subscription. And we're also going to share our revenue. We also have like 50% from creator revenue share as one of our main revenues. And lastly, the competitive landscape, how Jobby fits into the market. So what Jobby offers is LinkedIn, professional networking, and Skillshare, skill learning. These are the 2 major platforms, which one is for professional networking and another one for skill learning. And our goal is not to be their competitors. Our goal is to fit into the gap they are missing. Jobby creates guidance, skills, and connections between them. Next, we're going to invite Vincent to talk about some cases in this story.
So as you guys scan the QR code, maybe some of you guys think, oh, why does this hasn't worked? Because again, this is a demo website I mentioned. So some of the features are actually locked right now because of course we need your guys' money. Okay, so some successful cases and testimony I received from maybe some of our peers that I know that I told them to try the platform. They said that, oh, it's quite easy to use. It's more simple than like LinkedIn, and it's more easier to see what my future job is, what I need to invest in, what skills I need to fulfill my satisfaction to fill the requirement for the job. So because of the time, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. And so he said it was so simple, and he agreed that it is more useful than LinkedIn and more beginner friendly than LinkedIn.
So we're going to skip the conclusion, but together we can reduce the job anxiety with guidance, skills, and professional content, and help students feel prepared. So thank you for listening and taking the time today.
Does anyone have any questions, or anyone wants to scan the QR code again and look at our demo website? Here is the website. So does anyone have any questions on the floor? Yes?
For the marketing, how can you measure your marketing strategy is successful? How can you measure?
The marketing strategies. So we're going to as I mentioned, we have subscription models, right? So we're going to offer some free trials, especially for students, as you guys recently the Google Gemini free trials. If you're students, the verified students, you can get a free subscription account. That's also what we're going to do today. So we're going to offer students a 3-month free trial, and hopefully we'll get 30% subscriptions afterward. More than 30% of users, from free users to subscription users after that. That's our key marketing strategy. If that answers your question. Is there any more questions on the floor? Yes?
I have a question. So you guys have the class and lectures for example, financial skills or maybe for coding and stuff. But I'm thinking those kind of business lessons are really, really expensive. It might be up to 800 or 1,000 here. And how you guys gonna pay for the professional workers? And then how you guys gonna pay the revenue for that? I think for the paying those professional people is already gonna be a little bit too much.
So as for the professionals, of course, we don't only offer their money. We don't only give them, for example, you mentioned that a professional can lecture about, for coding is about 800 to 1,000 NTDs. But what we want to give them is not only the money, but of course, first of all, the achievements. For students, they see that, oh, this is a professional. I trust him with my money. So if I would have a one-on-one course with him, I could. So it's a rather than only a market scheme, it's also a how to build a relationship with the professionals. That's how we see our company. So users can actually have a Q&A with the professionals and gradually build a long-term relationships for the future that can actually also benefits the professionals. Maybe he can build a brand for himself. Maybe he can start content creating. So people who know him will actually, oh, this is the guy that actually helped me. So maybe if I spend my time to actually give him for example, my respect or probably my time to invest in him, I would do it.
And for another answer, Jobby, the courses provided on Jobby is one single courses, and compared to other professionals that offer professional courses, you're more like a professional lecturer, to be fair. And at Jobby, we're more educational. We're more like an educational platform. So you can imagine that it's more like university invited professional and professional fields for a little lecture to talk with university students. And at these kind of lectures, we don't actually pay these kind of lecturers for tens and thousands of money to invite them over. And it's not a long plan course. It's 10 courses, just one courses to talk about their own personal experience. Yes, if that answers the question.
And for further information, let's say if there's a professional engineer, they don't need our money. To be honest, they can make their own platform. They can make their own. They can find their own money from engineering, from coding. So eventually they actually don't need what do we give them. It's just rather a side money. So it's
Yeah, I would like to add on that. For professionals, they're often teachers at schools or professionals working in businesses. And they would like to teach the younger generations and the students of the future generations and the future of the countries. So this also gives them an opportunity to give even more to the students, and in forms of videos it won't take too much of their time, but if they want to invest more time into the platform, they can also host events and share even more of their knowledge to the younger generations.
mentioning the events. They can also take this advantage from our platform. So if maybe one of the professionals have a event they want to make on their own, maybe for a lecture, they can also put it in our platform as a maybe a banner, maybe a advertisement, so we can actually link them their maybe their business, their their advertisement in our platform. That's all.
Is there any other questions on the floor? Yes.
I just want to know because you mentioned about it's a single time course, right? So are you sure that the skill that you get from one time can put in LinkedIn?
Wait, can you elaborate more on the question? Sorry.
Like you said about like the course, like it's only one time like courses that you can like spend time only maybe one period or one single course. So I just want to know if you just participate in one course, it's like different from the Coursera, there's gonna be a pack or some kind of like that. Is it actually can put in the LinkedIn the skill that you get from only one single course?
I'll answer your question. There are, because it's like professionals making their videos, there will not always be certificates given to the students. If they link their own courses that are like working with certificates, then we can. Otherwise, there will be like different levels. It's more up to the professionals how they shape their content. But eventually, if you feel like you learned a skill enough, you can always put it on LinkedIn, even if you don't have a certification. If you have the skill, then you have the skill. So it will differ between courses. Any other questions? Yes.
I think you mentioned that your target audience would be like finance students, is that right? Like how do you highlight your application? Because usually for like finance, we have like certifications, and when we are taking those certifications, even the website or even the provider of the certification, they will give the lecture notes, also the tutorials, video tutorials. How do you highlight your application compared to each of the websites?
I feel like what I mentioned, jobs, when you're looking for a job and they need certain skills, it's often that you don't have all the skills required that they taught you in your student program. So you get all these certifications and courses in your study program, but we are more for the skills outside of this. So what they do not really teach you, for like the skill-based services we provide. So it's more an addition on what you already learned, and it's more tailored to the job instead of the more general industry field that you get pushed towards when you graduate.
A question here. I mean, as an investor, I care about number. So again, can we go back to the revenue bar graph? Thank you. I think that's the previous one. Yeah, this one here. Okay, I think you mentioned that you anticipate to reach 29 million in the by the end of the first year in revenue.
Yes.
It is a big number. I think because in Taiwan, as of 2021, I think the average revenue of SMEs is roughly 17 million.
17.
17 million, yeah.
17.
It takes those companies several years to reach that number. But you want to reach 29 million in the first year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can just try to tell us how you are able to do this.
First of all, as I explained, this is a conservative estimate, so it's what we are actually aiming for. So it doesn't mean that it's a must. We have maybe this is the form for our goal. For our goal of market is 29 million. So I cannot say if we launch our platform, oh, it will be 29 million. Because there's other conditions, there's other factors that, of course, can shape our profit, that can shape our revenue. For example, maybe something happened with our platform, maybe there's hackers, then we need to build cybersecurity, then we can say we need to put a little more about the cost, and we don't have a lot of more revenue. Right? So there's, our initial goal is 29 million. We cannot say that, oh, I assure you, our company will get 29 million. It's just a rough estimate what we are aiming for.
So that means you are not sure if you can reach the number.
Yes.
Okay. So to reach this number, how many active users do you think you have to retain?
Years ago. No, I think we need at least a few thousand, and that's because that's around how much we need. But there are a lot of students and a lot of universities nearby, and a lot of in Taipei. So I think we will gain enough users.
Let's see.
30,000. 30,000. Yeah, 30,000 students.
Okay. Do you know how many finance majors we have in NCCU?
Me personally, I don't know. Maybe the finance student has some more insight on that.
Sorry, can you say it again?
How many finance majors are at NCCU? Do you have any idea?
Maybe less than 100.
6 each year, 100, around 100.
Religious undergraduates, finance students are around 400. And if you count as double majors and minors, it'll be roughly around 600 to 700 finance students in SCCU.
Good. I don't have any further questions. So any others?